This is Jazz Punk.
What's good, y'all? Man, it's your boy Cozy Joe, and welcome back to another video. And y'all, in today's video, bro, I just came across an Adventure Time AU. Let me make sure, an AU infection at that. Now, the last one we was checking out the Jujutsu Kaisen one from the same person that we're watching from My Casey Valentine. Shout out to you, bro. And it's another one that we also just checked out too before the Jujutsu Kaisen. Was what was it? It was Total Drama Island. That one was like different because this time it wasn't even a infection, it was just like an AU. So anyway, and today it's gonna be Adventure Time Horror Infection. We back when niggas being infected again. If y'all haven't checked out my last video, I highly advise you. It's a invincible one. It's not an AU, but it's a invincible, not invisible, invincible. Just had to make sure I say it again because sometimes my words be slurred. But with that being said, how y'all doing? How y'all been, bro? I'm good. I'm Gucci. You feel me? I feel like putting my bonnet back on, like a beanie at least. I'm still trying to get used to this low haircut. I haven't had this since I was like a little kid. So this is my first time actually having a low haircut, y'all. But with that being said, how y'all doing? Y'all straight? You got God in your life? I hope so. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Let's hop right into it. Alright, so boom, the Adventure Time Horror Infection AU, 15 minutes long by My Casey Valentine, y'all. Let's see what's all
Our first
about.
look into this AU shows us the mutated humans.
Okay.
We're in the perspective of Bimo, who begins to tell the audience some things. There's something
And
going
it's in
on
Spanish.
In the Candy
I don't know
Kingdom.
Spanish.
Princess Bubblegum has disappeared. There's screaming in the Ice Kingdom, and Finn has been gone for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Jake is with Bimo, but as we shift to the next panel, he's in a form that resembles a necromorph from Dead Space.
My
Our next
gosh.
scene shows us Ice King looking through his binoculars, thinking he may have seen a pretty woman. He sees one of the mutants, causing him to have flashbacks to his time taking care of Marceline, and then screams her name. Now we follow a
Wait a
banana
minute.
card,
What?
who is a
Hold up. So you pervy stalking, and then you see an infection that just reminds you of times you having Marceline. Nigga, what was y'all free time together? Summoning demons? What's going on?
accompanying Princess Bubblegum. They were actually running from the deer from that episode that traumatized everyone as kids.
Yeah.
What makes things even worse is that he's infected and can follow the two by scent. We change our focus again to Finn, who's with Huntress Wizard. Huntress tells Finn that they should keep moving, but Finn tells her how hopeless the situation is. The goo the mutants leak could melt anything and infect anyone it touches. Plus, Jake sacrificed himself. We take a look into Jake's sacrifice, where he's transformed into a giant wall. HW asks if PB can find a cure. Finn says that Peppa was always with her, but he was the first one to be infected, so they think that maybe PB got infected. Our next scene revolves around Bronwyn, who's skating away from an infected lemon camel. As she gets out of the tunnel, the lemon camel doesn't follow since infected variants don't leave their territory. We can see in the next panel, Bronwyn crosses off the Lemon Kingdom on her list of kingdoms. We're back to the Banana Guard and PB, who are both heading to Uncle Gumbald's cabin. The Banana Guard points out that the deer is up close. A close-up shot of the deer is shown off.
Oh.
The Banana Guard, all scared, asks what they're going to do. PB responds.
You wanna know what this remind me of? I don't know if y'all remember, but I think it was like a Halloween episode where like the whole, I forgot what was it, Candy Kingdom or something like that. And well, anyway, pretty much, you know, Jake and Finn and them, they were supposed to have like, supposed to do some type of party, and then everybody turned into zombies. Like everybody got infected. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's probably one of my favorite Adventure Time episodes of all time, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's my favorite one. And this is kind of reminding me of that just a little bit, because like, wasn't Princess Bubblegum? She was in her little science bag, right? Listen, y'all, it's been years since I've seen Adventure Time. I haven't even finished that jump. I think the last time I even touched down on Adventure Time was like when what they had killed the Lich, maybe.
Responds with this. Banana Guard 16, I'm going to teach you something very valuable about importance. You need to understand. On one side, you have the princess who has a chance to end the infection, and on the other side, you have a Banana Guard. You understand what I'm trying to say? PB offers the Banana Guard a medal to be used as a sacrifice. She then pushes the guard towards the deer. The guard screams before we shift to our next perspective. Bronwyn starts searching around an empty grocery store.
That's in her character.
She picks up what she thinks is a moldy loaf of bread, when in actuality, it was nectar. Bronwyn screams, and when she calms down, the two characters mistake each other for other people. Bronwyn thinks Neptr is Bimo, and Neptr thinks Bronwyn is Jake. The two correct each other, and then Neptr asks if Bronwyn is okay. Bronwyn starts to tear up, then asks Neptr about pies, cause you know, he's the never-ending pie-throwing robot. Bimo is seen talking to Jake, just wondering what happened to their other friends, and name drops Neptr. It switches back to Bronwyn and Neptr, with Bronwyn complimenting Neptr for helping her find food in these desperate times. Finn and HW have their discussion about food. HW can feed herself through soil, but she starts to worry about Finn. Finn mentions how Tree Trunks is nearby, and that they could stop by her place for an apple pie. HW is also thinking about gathering apples as well. They come across Tree Trunks.
Oh, I couldn't stand Tree Trunks growing up as a kid, bro, because she was always horny. Other than Brock from Pokemon, Tree Trunks was like probably maybe like one of the other horny characters. What is that? Am I tripping? Oh wow, y'all, on my screen on my iPad, right? It's like a little dot. So I'm thinking, what is that dot? Y'all don't care? Alright, my fault.
House, and in the distance, Tree Trunks can be seen waving from her window. Finn runs towards the house, but when HW takes a closer look, she stops Finn and shoots an arrow at Tree Trunks. The reality of it is that Tree Trunks is infected and is using a puppet to lure unsuspecting people. Finn freezes in place as HW calls his name. The two end up having to run away. We see Sweet Pea emerge from the shadows and be happy to see his adopted mother again. He tells her that the people trying to hurt her are gone and that their dad will hunt them down. The mutated deer is seen once again. PB has now reached her uncle's cabin and is taking advantage of the Banana Guard's sacrifice to make a cure. She sees a shadow start approaching, and as we see her shocked look, it turns out that the shadow came from none other than the deer itself. The deer breaks in, while PB wishes that Finn were there, though she follows that up by saying she'll take care of it, with or without Finn. We get a showdown between the two. Despite how terrifying the deer looks, PB still stares it down. She grabs a chipped off piece of wood and stabs the deer with it. PB runs to the lab. How does that even work? As she does that, she notices a garlic bomb. Remembering the deer's strong sense of smell, PB throws the garlic bomb at the deer, causing it to scream and run away. After all that happens, PB says to herself that the tricks will not work for a second time, and that she feels bad for whoever has to deal with the deer next. We get a scene of Neptr asking Bronwyn where they're heading
constantly learns?
At first, Bronwyn responds with how she is trying to explore kingdoms, so Neptr asks again. This time, Bronwyn screams that she doesn't know where they'll go. She breaks down, bringing up that before this infection, her only worries were stuff like studying. When she calls for Neptr, he ends up being kidnapped by a KKW employee.
I mean, freaking duh,
His name
man.
is Rennie. Bronwyn teleports to get Neptr back. She recognizes that Rennie worked for her dad, and then she asks why he stole Neptr. His explanation was that he's been starving and did what he had to do. Bronwyn offers him a pie, but in return, she asks where her dad was last seen. Rennie says that he was last spotted at the Berry Kingdom, but he says to avoid going there because there are dangerous variants. We get a look at one of these variants, who is the Berry Princess with several tentacles. Back to Finn and HW. HW asks Finn if he's okay.
What about the Flame Princess? How would that one get affected though? Cause like, wouldn't anything fire take out like bacteria? If I'm correct, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know.
Hey, Finn says he feels bad about not doing anything to save Tree Trunks. And even as HW reassures him, Finn says that it was his obligation because he's a hero. HW reminds Finn of the time he was in the Hall of Egress, with her point being that Finn can still save people, he just needs to change his mindset. She then asks if Finn has any idea where Bonnie could be. Finn says no, but he does bring up how she could have sent a message. He pulls out his pendant and finds a pre-recorded message from PB. This message has PB warning that there is chaos in the Candy Kingdom and that Pep-Butt and a couple others have been infected. She also tells Finn that she's currently in Uncle Gumbald's cabin and to not let the slime touch him or Jake. HW asks how Finn didn't see this, and Finn mentions that he and Jake ran to the Candy Kingdom when they heard noise before they could receive the message. Wow, I did a good first take on that one. The two decide where they want to head next, and then HW just shoves an apple into Finn's mouth. We see PB at the lab, and then we see her crash out at the inconclusive results from her data. A new Banana Guard walks in and gives her some tea. He asks what's wrong, and PB replies with normal princess things. She asks if he likes the medal she gave him before the tone shifts to her realizing she needs to capture an infected. When thinking about how she'll do that, she stares at the banana guard.
I know it, bro. And like, bro, that's another thing, bro. Like, I never liked Princess Bubblegum, bro. And like I said, I don't know. Maybe she has some character development or something. But it's gonna take a while for me to like really yeah, I like Princess Bubblegum. I never did, bro. Something about her was always weird, but then she had her moments like these where it really proves my point. Anybody that's a scientist is insane. And then when it comes down to these banana guards, they like stormtroopers off of I'm about to say South Park, off of Star Wars. They gonna be a bait, no matter what. No matter what, they can have families and everything, bro. Meaningful lives, great storytelling. They gonna be bait. I feel so bad for them, bro. I always felt so bad for the banana guards. It's just that, hey man, you work for Princess Bubblegum, bro. I never liked Princess Bubblegum, bro. Always thought something dark. Hey, listen, y'all let me know. Did she get better? And don't inform me to watch the new episodes, cause I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna go back watching the new Adventure Time episodes, catching up. You can spoil it for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The guard asks why PB is looking at him like that, to which PB asks the guard if he'd like to earn another medal. Now we focus on Bronwyn and Neptr at a ruined berry kingdom. Of course, Bronwyn is in search of her father. They sneak past some infected and then enter her father's office building. Slime can be seen coming out of a corner.
So
Neptr asks if they're
your
certain
dad
it's
is Jake.
safe, so Bronwyn reassures him that everything is fine. They finally reach the door to KKW's office, and we get a close-up of Bronwyn's face. She says, "Dad," before we see that Kim Kil-won has been infected. KKW roars as appendages start growing out of his eyes. Bronwyn says this, "No, it's something else that shouldn't exist." She then grabs Neptr and jumps out the building. As she does that, she teleports. The two have some trouble shaking KKW off, as she can only teleport so many times. As a hand reaches towards them, she teleports again. Now she can only teleport one more time, but since they're out of KKW's territory, he stops chasing after them. KKW also starts fighting with the infected berry princess. Neptr urges Bronwyn to leave, though Bronwyn just looks at her dad with a sad look. She reaches out to him, and after we're shown KKW's silhouette, she says goodbye to him and teleports away. Neptr is relieved they made it out, while Bronwyn sulks about how she's basically lost everyone. Neptr tells her that she still has him and Finn. Bronwyn doesn't even know where Finn is, and thinks he probably got infected, only for Neptr to point out that Finn is just lying over at a river. It's him, but how did he end up here? Bronwyn asks. Neptr begins to ask her about her journey across the different kingdoms, and how they all responded to the ongoing infection. Here's what Bronwyn informs him and us. The Cloud Kingdom is quarantined and is only allowing people who have gone through the boiling process. Going to the Slime Kingdom would be a terrible decision because the infection travels through slime.
Okay.
The kingdoms in other dimensions are also quarantined. The frog had to be removed, and the crystal dimension didn't put much work into quarantine. Though we also learned that Lady Rainicorn took some of her kids with her there. Bronwyn then menacingly says that the infection could have started at the Candy Kingdom, but her look changes when she says that's just what she heard. We get a look at a mutated Mr. Pig. He starts roaring, catching HW off guard. Finn, on the other hand, doesn't hear anything. The two look around on high alert.
Y'all so locked into this
Finn
story,
catches
y'all.
a hand reaching towards Huntress,
The world.
but she manages to dodge and shoots her arrows at Mr. Pig, causing him to scream in pain. The two start running, and Finn ends up running into a tree before he gets himself back up. They approach a cliff and
My
realize
gosh,
they
Finn,
have
lock
no other
in,
choice
bro.
but to jump off. As they count to 3, HW just gets stabbed by Mr. Pig. Finn starts tearing up at the sight of his love impaled. HW wishes Finn luck and then pushes him off the cliff. As he's falling, Finn says to himself, "So that's it. I couldn't save anyone. I lost Jake, and now I've lost Huntress Wizard too." He falls into the water, and as that happens, he says, "I'm really not a hero." We're back to Bronwyn's perspective, where they check if Finn's alive. They search his bag to see if there's anything that could be used to help Finn. They find the lanyard and see the message that PB sent Finn. Not only that, but they also find the map.
Hey,
Bronwyn
Finn,
says that she can get
you
there in
still
2
got a
teleports.
chance.
To which Neptr asks, what if PB doesn't help them? Bronwyn assures him that she's a friend and a princess, and that princesses are always nice. That then leads us back to PB in the cabin. The banana guard asks if they're making the right decision, and PB replies, saying she's doing it for the good of the kingdom. In this panel, the mutant banana guard is
PB does
seen in
not care about you, bro.
Bronwyn takes Finn and Neptr to Gumbald's cabin. PB asks who's out there, and Bronwyn announces her entrance, while also asking if they can get in. Bubblegum demands that they leave Finn behind, because of the fact he wouldn't agree with what Bubblegum is doing. Bronwyn refuses, as Finn is the only family she has left. PB expresses her disappointment with the response, so she later warns them that they should run as the thing probably reached them. Then we see the deer again.
I just about to say, what about the deer though?
Bronwyn can be seen with a look of horror as Neptr begs her to teleport.
Nectar
Both
gonna
of them
die.
manage to teleport away.
Oh,
but
never
when
mind.
Bronwyn asks if the deer is still after them, the deer is seen caught up to them. The problem is that Bronwyn is exhausted. Neptr asks if she's okay, and Bronwyn says she's fine. The duo take another look at the deer. When we focus in on the deer, it recreates the iconic scene from the episode where he reveals his hands. This time, looking even more terrifying, Bronwyn runs into a tree because I guess we're doing that again. She's not only hurt, but her horn broke. Bronwyn is now unable to teleport, so her next best bet is to strike a massive fucking lightning beam onto the deer. Even as the deer screams, all the beam did was reveal the deer's terrifying skeletal form.
My
the
gosh.
deer approaches Bronwyn in her tired state, with her unable to do anything.
So what the heck is Bronwyn though? Like what? We just doing this? Summoning straight lightning bolt? Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, this junk got me locked in. Oh, we might need, oh my goodness, y'all. Y'all folks know how to come up with some good stories, man. Dang, like, I be trying to, I be wanting to pause and yap. That's what I do. But these stories be too rich. These stories be too good. Oh my gosh. Like, all right, boom, you feel me? H.P. Lovecraft, whatever the heck her name is, just died. All right, cool. Boom. Finn in the water. He said, yeah, I'm not him. At the end of the day, he basically don't giving up morale all the way down. Boom. So freaking Bronwyn, whatever the heck her name is, summoning lightning bolts. Princess Bubblegum is psychotic as ever. And yeah, oh my gosh, dude, I'm invested. $2.
Neptr decides to distract the deer by throwing a pie. Tragically, Neptr gets stomped on by the deer. Bronwyn then screams at Finn, to which we shift to his perspective. We enter his dream, and in said dream, we can hear Bronwyn's cries. Out of nowhere, a slimy limb grabs his leg, causing him to do his iconic scream. The limb belonged to Tree Trunks, who's saying, "Why didn't Finn save us?" All kinds of limbs pop out, all saying, "Why didn't he save us?" Finn slowly gets covered in the limbs, though he just lets it happen, saying he deserves this. "I don't think so," a voice says. Finn looks and sees none other than Jake.
I knew it.
Jake calls out to him, though Finn is depressed about the fact that he wasn't able to save anyone. Jake has this to say to Finn: "You tried. That's more than many people have already done." Finn responds to this: "Even if I wake up, I don't know what to do." Jake then says these words of inspiration to Finn: "You need to listen to your heart and save my granddaughter." We go back to the real world. Bronwyn is seen tearing up. In one of the panels, we see a footstep. This page is followed up by a close-up shot of Finn farming as much aura as he possibly can. Jake's words are seen again, leading to a clash between Finn and the deer. While their battle plays out, we get a flashback of Bronwyn asking Jake how Finn was in their adventures. Here's what Jake responds with: "He is my brother, and I love him, but he is crazy. He'll go after anything. He doesn't give up. I'm very proud of him for that." Back to the present.
That is
Bronwyn
true.
watches Finn just get pummeled into the ground by the deer.
Yep.
Finn's metal arm is also breaking apart. As the deer launches another attack, Bronwyn provides one more lightning strike. The deer looks in her direction to see Bronwyn just flipping it off. It turns its head and sees Finn walking up to it, with a close-up shot of his metal arm being shown too. Finn charges at the deer, and the deer launches back. All of a sudden, Finn's arm breaks.
Uh-oh.
His arm then transforms into a giant grass arm that just smothers the deer. A broken off antler is shown, and it dissolves as the text on screen reads out: "Adventure Time, Infection, End of Season 1.
Everybody stand up. Give a stand up and clap. That was hey bro. I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty good. That was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that. I really did. Wow. will this make me go back and watch Adventure Time? No, but wow, man, that's some great stuff. Ooh. Like I said, bro, who the heck is Brownwin? But what the heck? That I'm still confused about that. Somebody explain. But anyway, y'all just let me know what y'all think about this video. I think it was actually really good. Okay, so y'all let me know what y'all think. Other than that, y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay cozy, and please, please, please kick out and like. Coach Joe's out. Love, peace, and chicken grease.